So a little while ago, I told you guys, well, I told you guys a long time ago that I wanted to change the color on the R3. Not the R3, the R6. Back when I bought the R6, the whole plan was to eventually change the color on that bike. And originally I wanted to do white with a neon theme. And yes, I know one of the color schemes that was offered on the R6 in 2017 was the white with the high-vis yellow. Because I wanted to change something that was similar to that look, I decided that I'd not get that from the start and I'd get it in blue because I love the Yamaha blue on that bike. Fast forward a little bit, you guys know this if you've been watching the videos. My dumb self realized that the blue R6 over there comes with gold forks, but what I didn't realize was that the white R6 came with black forks. So at that point, I decided that switching to the white with some sort of neon theme probably wouldn't look that great with gold forks. So I reevaluated, switched things up, changed my plans, and decided to embrace the gold of the forks, and that's why I started adding a little bit of gold here and there. Added the gold adjusters on the ASV levers, added the gold stitching along the Louis Moto seat cover, and eventually when I replace the rear sets, those probably, maybe, will have a little bit gold in them as well. Long story short, the neon is no more. I'm not gonna go the neon route. So at that point, I kind of decided on the color scheme that I would be doing for the R6. I wasn't completely set. I was deciding between a couple different looks. But the bigger question was, do I paint it or do I wrap it? So I made a video a little bit a while back, asked you guys, and you guys pretty much agreed with my same thoughts. Well, let me just show you. This is the biggest can of spray paint that no, I'm just kidding. This is 3M Series 1080 vinyl wrap that we're gonna be using on the bike. And well, let's take a look at this color. Can y'all see it? We're doing white, but it's not just any white. It's hard to see. I can see it. I don't know if y'all can see it. Maybe, let me move over here. Focus, maybe. Anyways, this is, yeah, it's 3M and the color is Satin Frozen Vanilla. Kind of has a metallic look to it, kind of like a flake it has in it, a little bit of a gold, but primarily white, kind of a little bit of a pearl look. I don't know. It's one of my favorite colors that 3M makes for their vinyl. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap this thing myself. I've never wrapped anything before, aside from like vinyl skins for my phones. That's really it, but you guys know I like trying things that I haven't done before and doing any work that I can, that I think I can realistically do pretty well. It's not permanent, that's a good thing. If it sucks, I can take it off and we're not really out too much. This was, I'll link it, but it was, I think, maybe like 120 bucks for 15 feet. But first, what we're gonna be doing today is taking off all the pieces that we need to take off of the R6 so that we can prep those parts, get them ready to get wrapped. Like a creature from another time. So everything on here that is painted is gonna get wrapped, aside from the wheels. The wheels aren't getting wrapped, but the front fairing's getting wrapped, side fairings, the lower fairing down there, and the silver tailpiece back there. The front guard down here on the front wheel, that is getting wrapped, and the tank's getting wrapped. This piece right here and the tailpiece are probably gonna be the hardest parts to get off. The ones on the side, the tank, the lower piece, those are all relatively easy. I've taken all of those off before, but yeah, those front and rear pieces, not quite sure how long that's gonna take. Like a creature from another time. Like a creature from another time. All right, so I got all the pieces off that I've taken off before, aside from the tank. I haven't taken the tank off yet, but we got the side pieces. Still got the front wheel cover or guard right here. These pieces right here, I realize are actually glued on, so they mount to these black pieces here. So I'm trying to decide if I want to take it off or if I want to just leave it on and use like some knifeless tape to get that edge on here. Ideally, I'm going to take this thing off. I just got to make sure that I can get that glue off and then put on glue to put these back on. That's not a huge issue, but it's just something I wanted to highlight because I didn't realize that these aren't their own piece. So those will have to come off, the tank will have to come off, the front wheel will have to come off, or not the front wheel, but the front wheel tire guard. And then the piece that I'm working on right now is the front cowling. Now, I've got these undone. This is what holds on the windscreen. The windscreen will come out. If this works the same way that the new R1 does, then I should just be able to take off a couple bolts on the side, and then all that's holding this on is clips. So I think it's this bolt right here on this side, and then the same one on the other side. I'm gonna take those two off, see if it feels loose. If it does, we'll try to get that off. If not, then I might just end up taking off all of the screws that we have up here at the front, but I'm almost positive this is just held on with clips other than those screws. I forgot to hit record. We got this off though. I was right. There's just those two screws, two bolts on the side that's screwed in here, and then it has 4 clips, one at each of the side corners, and then one on each side at the very front bottom. So all right, so what I'm gonna do now is actually work on those rear pieces. I've kind of accepted the fact that these could break. If they do, I'll just replace them, which actually might be a little bit easier because then I don't have to deal with the glue and whatnot. But by the way, yes, I have changed. It was gains o'clock, had to go to the gym, so it is what it is. But yeah, so we're gonna work on these rear pieces right here. Again, they're held on with glue to the, like a really strong adhesive glue, almost kind of like the GoPro stuff. I'm gonna heat these pieces up just a little bit to hopefully make it a little bit easier. Might need a razor or something like that to really get in there. But yeah, if I break them, I break them. I'll just replace them, not a big deal. Then we'll move on to the tank and then get the front fender off of the front wheel, and that should be it.
Like a creature from another time. Like a creature from another time.
There's one of them. That was actually a lot easier than I thought it would be. I think, so this little thing right here, I think mounts into this hole. This broke off a little bit on this side. I'll be more careful on the other side, but yeah, it's, and the freaking tape is actually kind of intact. I might consider taking these off and putting on new ones to make this completely clean. But for the most part, that worked really well.
From another time.
Maybe this will help anyone doing this on the same bike, but here are where the glue strips are. There's one on each side and then one across here. Looks like they forgot the one right here. It's on the other side here. Then on the lower side, you have one across there, one right here, a long one along the bottom, and then it doesn't look like there's one Actually, I think this one is, yeah, so it's got it along the side here, along the bottom. So I'm gonna see if I can actually buy those strips and take those ones off so I can put fresh ones on there, so we make sure that this sticks really well when I put it back on. But yeah, that was actually not that bad. I'm gonna take off the tank now, or at least I'm gonna take off the airbox cover, and then we'll see about the tank. And actually we'll probably take the front fender off first because that's easy, and then the tank, and then we're done.
Like a creature from another time. Like a creature from another time.
Not gonna lie, that went a lot easier than I thought it would. But we got the tank off, we got the fender off, we got the front fairing off, we got the side fairings off, we got the tail pieces off. This is everything right here. So we got the front, we got the tail pieces, we've got the lower fairing from the right side, the lower fairing from the left side, the right side fairing, the left side fairing, the front fender, and then over there we have the tank and the airbox cover. Everything is not ready for wrapping yet. There's a lot of prep that I have to do. We're gonna do that in the video when I actually wrap this stuff, but we're gonna have to wipe everything down, get all wax and polish that I have on there off, so just using like dish soap. I also have to take off any pieces that are on them. So like on the tank, we have the fuel cap cover. These pieces right here, the rubber with the little grommet things for mounting, or for putting the screws through to mount these things to the bike. We're gonna have to get all of those things off. We're gonna get all of that taken care of in the next video for wrapping. I haven't decided if that's gonna be next because there is some stuff that I have to get done this week with the 240. I know you guys have been looking forward to that. We have some stuff that I wanna get done before the next drift event. So I hope you enjoyed it. We got everything ready to go. I am so stoked to do this. I'm pretty excited to kind of challenge myself with this, and I hope it turns out well. I'm gonna try to get Evo Moto out here because he has a lot of experience with vinyl and getting things to look really well, or look really good. So hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, guys. Sub if you're not subbed yet, and turn on those notifications. Remember, life's better with horsepower. Keep life lived. You can find all my merch at motonosity.com/shop, and I'll see you guys in the next one.